прошу тебя к доске, ты расскажешь нам о Лондоне.
О Лондоне?
О Лондоне.
Да и Лондон.
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 London is... Девочки, потише.
London is
one of the biggest.
London is one. London is one of. London is one of the biggest.
Алиса, может быть, ты? Я понимаю, что ты не готовилась, но не бойся.
А я не боюсь.
А почему ты сидишь?
Что?
У вас что, в школе не встают, когда отвечают?
Нет, у нас не встают.
Но тем не менее встань.
Only I wasn't in London for long, so I doubt whether I can tell you much about it. London is the capital of Great Britain and one of the largest cities in the world. No one knows exactly when it was founded, but the Romans sailed up the River Thames and built a fort there more than 2,000 years ago. London has lots of beautiful old buildings, like Westminster Abbey, the Houses of Parliament and the Tower of London. London has changed a great deal over the last 100 years. Tall modern blocks of flats and offices have appeared, and an underground tunnel has been built.
Ничего особенного не вижу.
There's a very nice zoo there, with all sorts of animals.
А ты английский в школе учила?
У меня родители знают, и я с детства слышала.
Избитая шуточка про то, что совейский и расейский школьник знает по-английски только London is the capital of Great Britain, вообще-то очень правильная шуточка. Во-первых, London is the capital of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Во-вторых, только тетенькам из педвузов типа Герцена, которые, как дурень списаны торбой, носятся со странами изучаемого языка, только им могло прийти в голову рассказывать воображаемым носителям этого языка о Лондоне или Нью-Йорке. Изучение иностранного языка в его разговорно-бытовом изводе – это само по себе занятие довольно искусственное. Учимся говорить о личном и сокровенном, учимся, так сказать, дружить с абсолютно незнакомыми людьми, причудливо собранными в группы, на непонятном толком языке и притворяясь, что забыли свой родной. Такой speed-friending. И так между делом непринужденно, но информативно рассказываем им про Лондон, в котором неизвестно, вообще доведется ли когда-нибудь побывать.
Hear us a message to American people. Обращение к американскому народу. Friends, we worry about your future because it seems to us hopelessly and pleasureless. Мы очень переживаем за ваше будущее, ведь оно безнадежно и безрадостно. We tell you to face you should get off of sleigh, worry at least. Говорим вам прямо в лицо. Вам необходимо освободиться от рабства наконец-таки. Your leaders lead you right to hell. Ваши лидеры ведут вас прямо в ад. So you should get rid of democratic spokes at next elections in November. Поэтому на ближайших выборах в ноябре избавьтесь от представителей демократической партии.
Однако такие тексты можно таки информативно использовать, если выудить из них лексически и грамматически полезное для рассказа о своем родном городе или о местах, где вы бывали. И это действительно хорошая тема для разговора с малознакомым человеком. Только носители они или не носители, это опять-таки дело десятое. Когда мы готовимся к отечественным или международным экзаменам, в первую очередь мы стараемся уделять внимание самым неожиданным темам. То есть таким, которые от вас, скорее всего, очень далеки. Ну, например.
Describe a writer you would like to meet. You should say what you know about this writer already, what you would like to find out about him or her, and explain why you would like to meet this writer.
Итак, когда на ОГЭ или ЕГЭ тебе досталась дурацкая тема, но отвечать нужно. Unfortunately, I have never been to London, but recently I watched several videos from a well-known travel blogger, and here are some tips that seemed valuable to me. London, as the world's capital of culture, art and entertainment, attracts 15 million tourists annually. Every city in the world is unique in its own way, but there are still few rivals that can compete with London in terms of the number of tourist attractions. Few things are associated with London more than a huge tower 97 meters high, topped with a giant clock with a sonorous bell, which in fact is called Big Ben. The sound of this bell is known worldwide as the BBC radio call sign. A must visit is the Tower, one of the greatest buildings in the world. Its walls keep the secrets of 1900-year history, during which time it's managed to serve as a royal palace, a prison, a place of execution, an arsenal, a treasury, and even a zoo. It will take you at least a couple of hours to explore the secrets of this sinister, majestic tower. The top among museums is the National Gallery, located right in the Trafalgar Square, which is very convenient. You can always stop by there while walking around London. In addition, on the last Friday of each month, interesting workshops and lectures are held there, which will help you learn more about the history of the works presented in the gallery. It is also recommended to ride the London Eye Ferris wheel. Along with the more ancient sites of the British capital, the London Eye is considered an iconic symbol of the city. London is not enough to see, you also need to listen to it. The West End, where the main theatres of the capital are concentrated, is the best place for a music lover. Here you can see such famous Broadway musicals as The Book of Mormon and Freaky Bots, as well as successful British shows starting with the famous Phantom of the Opera by Andrew Lloyd Webber and ending with one of the relatively new hits, Matilda. And also I'd like to visit one of the most interesting museums in London, the Science Museum. In its interactive galleries, you can witness the birth of fundamental scientific principles, feel what's it like to be in space, and watch fascinating scientific films on huge 3D screens. If you decide to visit London to practice your English, remember that without a good basic command of the language, you will have a very difficult time. In addition, never stay with host families in the suburbs. The journey to town will take you the lion's share of precious time, and members of host families, as a rule, do not feel obligated to serve as simulators for you in spoken English. As for souvenirs, they can be purchased anywhere, but in order not to buy cheap goods made in China, look for something really unique handmade in small shops in Covent Garden. It will be more expensive but worth it. Or look for something at a flea market in Notting Hill. Even if you don't buy anything, at least you'll have a good chance to communicate with real Londoners. Конечно, в Лондоне есть множество, так сказать, неоткрыточных мест, весьма интересных для посещения, но об этом мы говорим на уроках экзаменаторов. Шокировать этой информацией не нужно. Да им это и пофиг.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London so. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I think of her wherever I go. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London town.
Gonna keep on walking.